the samurai. Look in my eyes. Whatever happens, happens. I'm going to find out.
Welcome to the Clueless Vino Show, where wine is what we drink, not what we do. This is an episode that I've been waiting to have, man, for a while, probably like 2 years in the making. This guy is infamous on Twitter, for right or wrong reasons, depending on who you ask. I got my guy, man, Chris Bainham. How you doing, man?
What's going on, man?
I'm good, brother. You're looking great. You're looking great. You know, I hate that shirt, but you know, you look great.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it, man. Glad to finally make this happen, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So just give a quick introduction to yourself, man, for the people that don't know you.
All right. Well, my name is Chris. You might know me on Twitter as at I'm not Chris06. I just be on here, just be talking shit, talking about sports. Love basketball. Coach women's basketball. I played at Virginia Wesleyan. That's how me and Brandon know each other. We were, played for rival schools. So yeah, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, our journey kind of starts like mad early, back in our playing days or whatever. Everyone, like for y'all, like who was y'all actual rival? Was it really us, or was it, how like Hampton Sydney is technically ours? Who was y'all supposed to be?
I would say y'all and Christopher Newport was
That's
was
what I
our.
thought. Yeah. How did y'all do against Christopher Newport? A lot.
When I was there, we never lost Christopher Newport. I'm 4-0, so I never lost Christopher Newport. Now Christopher Newport, nice. They just won like national championship, I think, recently. But yeah, when I was there, we never lost to him. I'm 4-0.
All right. Yeah, Sydney was just Sydney, right? It was like that's just the game or whatever that they call it or whatever. But we used to get up and like really be hyped for the Wesleyan game.
Yeah,
those were the games where like practice would be crazy. Like it was like nuts or whatever. I think when I was there, we only beat y'all twice. The one time really pissed y'all off though, at y'all place.
Yeah, that was on senior day. I remember that. That was my senior year. I was pissed.
On a random right hook with like point something seconds left on the clock.
Yeah. Who was it? Danny Jones. I remember that.
Yep. Yeah, good times, man. Today we're not drinking wine. We are drinking. we're not helping stereotypes at all. But we got Hennessy, man. We have Hennessy today.
A little bit in my cup.
Yeah. Are you a normal Hennessy drinker, or is this something like? Do you prefer something over Hennessy, or is Hennessy the go-to?
I'm more of a whiskey drinker myself, but mainly anything brown. Just like black people love drinking on some brown. So yeah.
Back on so we used to have camp during the summer at Macon, and the seniors we would go out for just it's our last year, so like some of the older coaches would take us out to the bars or whatever, just to have some fun or whatever, and they would pay for our drinks. You know how Randolph Macon is, man. It's like it's only a few of us there at the time or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So they're like, all right, so I'm gonna get you a beer, I'm gonna get you, whiskey or whatever, I'm gonna get you a vodka. Man, they looked at me, he's like, Kenny, right? Like, bro, I never drank this in my life. Why are you doing this to me right now, bro?
Oh man,
bro, I wanted to snap so bad. I was like, I mean, I would drink it because it's free, but like, you could have asked me first. You feel me?
Yeah.
Well, brother, it's good to see you. We're about to really get into it for real. Cheers to you.
Cheers, man.
All right. Women's basketball. Me and you have had conversations over the years. I've watched you chat about it, man. First and foremost, we love basketball. That's our thing. Like, no matter who it is, we love basketball. But what got you interested in actually, getting involved in coaching with women's basketball, girls basketball?
Well, what got me involved in coaching was coaching women's basketball was at the time, like, I just wanted to be a head coach at that point. Like, I had been, I feel like I had paid my dues. I had been, been an assistant for a long time and been going to, like, clinics and, camps and stuff like that. And at that time, I just wanted to be a head coach. And then the job opened up and I just got it. And I didn't care about, like, again, boys or girls. I just wanted to coach because, like we said, like, basketball is just basketball to me. Mm. But I think, like, overall, where I got into women's basketball was pretty much like when I was young. Like, I grew up in Tennessee, and that's Lady Vols, Pat Summit. That's when they were at, like, their peak. And, everybody in Tennessee loves the Vols, so everybody loves Lady Vols. So, like, we just always watched it. And then I remember when I was in middle school, my middle school boys coach, he was the girls coach as well. So we always used to practice with them, like, all the time. We would always ride the bus together to the games and stuff. So I think just, like, that experience back then, like, I just always respected women's basketball because I didn't see it as, like, boys versus girls and nothing like that. It was just basketball, So yeah, that's kind of how it started, how it went.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things that's been happening over, especially the last, just call it last year, some change, is that this new fan versus fans before this, right?
Yeah.
I think the newer people who came here, we'll just call it since 2 championships ago from the NCAA tournament. They're almost like kind of gatekeeping in a way. When usually the gatekeepers are the people who have been here before that. Well, we're like, no, we wanted y'all to be here this whole time. But now they've come in and it seems like they're trying to dictate how you can talk about the game. And I think that's kind of the most frustrating thing for me as I've watched it on the timeline. What about you?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think it's just people just, I guess, wanting to, like, get opportunities for themselves and stuff like that. And they, kind of want to be the ones to control the discourse. But I mean, you can't really do that. This is not like a TV show. This is like basketball. Like, it has to play out how it plays out. And yeah, I see, like, it frustrates me daily because, like I said, like, I've, been watching it, been part of it for such a long time. You're not going to be able to tell me what I'm looking at. Like, I know what I'm watching. You're not going to be able to tell me that Caitlin Clark isn't, like, in the race for the Rookie of the Year or already one of the best guards in the league. Like, I know what my eyes tell me when I watch basketball. I understand the game. This is what I'm seeing. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's definitely the a loud discourse and a loud majority that I think a lot of people just don't know what they're talking about when it comes to basketball, to be honest.
Yeah, it's like we said it before. It's like they like the drama and they wanted to watch, like, Basketball Wives or some type of reality show with it. And listen, I think there's a place for the story elements of the game, because, like, one thing that the WNBA has that the NBA doesn't have is those inner relationships that happen on certain teams. Like the whole Alyssa Smith, Dejanay Carrington thing. So you should lean into it. If you're like an announcer or something, lean into it. NBA doesn't have that we know of, right? So it's like, just, we can add that to, like, the suspense of the game or whatever, or talk more about Alyssa Thomas, DeWanda Bonner being, like, fiancés or whatever. So that there's an element to that, but, like, they're trying to make that the forefront. Like, the sport is, like, in the back. It's like maybe the second or third thing behind there, and that's where, like, things kind of have to change for me.
Yeah, I agree.
But you said her name, Caitlin Clark, man. I think you're getting a bad rep. As far as
I don't care.
I think you get a bad rep because, like, that's the other thing that kind of frustrates. Is, like, people act like we can't like her, but I'm like, they think the reason we like her is for an anti reason, but it's not that. It's just like we've never seen a women's player play this style of basketball. Like, if she was averaging those same numbers, but was doing it in the post, no one would care. we seen Maddie Seacrest was a baller in college. She was like high numbers in scoring or whatever. Kelsey Plum, same thing. You know, she had a little height. Even Sabrina was getting tripled up and stuff, but like the style wasn't like this. Like she's stepping over half court and just pulling. So that's really what it is. They misguide the style versus just because of who she is.
Yeah, yeah, and it's really interesting because, all right, like I said, how long I've been following the game, like I've seen like a lot of the who we consider the GOAT. Like I've seen a lot of these players like in person. Like I saw Maya Moore play twice. I've seen her play like 3 or 4 times in person. I saw her play once at UConn whenever this was in like I want to say 2000. It was my senior year because I remember I skipped class to go to this game. It was the NCAA tournament. They held the first 2 rounds at ODU in Norfolk. So I shot over there to watch the game, and UConn was playing. So I saw Maya Moore, Tina Charles. This is like all of them was on that team. And then I saw her when she got drafted to the Lynx because one of my high school classmates got drafted by the Lynx the year before.
Nice.
Yeah, so whenever Monica Wright, so whenever they would come
shout out to Monica, man.
Yeah. Whenever they would come to DC, like I would always go to the games. At first, like 3 or 4 years, every time they was coming to DC, I was there. So I saw like Maya Moore. So I've seen like all these players. I've seen Candace Parker play in person before. And they weren't doing what Caitlin Clark was doing. Not saying that Caitlin Clark is better than them. I'm saying like what she was doing, they weren't doing it. They weren't coming across half court, pulling like that. Right. And then they didn't have like the crazy passing ability on top of it. And I think that, if you didn't see that, if you weren't watching those things, and if you see Caitlin Clark now, then you probably be like, oh yeah, man, she ain't nothing special. But I'm like, bro, I've seen this. This is what my opinion is based in. Like, I think there are people whose opinion of Caitlin Clark is because, they like her because she's white, or they hate her because she's white. It's both ends. That's the thing.
Right.
But my opinion on what I see of Caitlin Clark is based on the players that I have seen. Like, even now, like when I'm at these like AAU tournaments and high school events, like I saw Olivia Miles play AAU. Like I've seen like all these girls, Kiki Rice, like I've seen them all. And Caitlin's she's just different. She's better than all of them. She's just different. And there's nothing that like, I can't help it that she's white. Like it is what it is. She's just nice. I don't know what you want me to say. It's just like, hey, it is what it is.
I think the other thing too, and we've discussed this before, is like there's for certain new people, right? They don't understand that there's a difference between the nice white hooper for men and a nice white hooper for women. The nice white hooper for men, we like highlight that for some reason because it's like, like it's not uncommon, but it's one of those things where like when you see a nice white hooper, like. And they're cold, you're like, yo, that's a badass white. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is. It's always been like that since we were little, since we grow. It's still like that, right? Cooper Flag, same thing. We saw it like, yo, that's a cold white boy. He's nice. Yeah. My man from Tennessee.
Oh, Dalton Connect, man. He's nice.
No, nice. You're like, yo, why is he hooping like this? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's regular. But see, what they don't understand is that in women's basketball, that's so much more common, right?
Yeah.
Like you see. Like we've seen so many all-time greats, and they've been, Sue Bird, Diana Taurasi, Lauren Jackson. Like you can just pull them out of the hat. There's just so many of them, right? So from that perspective, we already know that. So like, it's not because she's white. It's just her play style is just so different. Like you said, the combination of the scoring and the passing is what's the case. Tisha Panachera was an amazing passer. Would never say she's like one of the best scorers of all time, right? No. Yeah. Then you have like other scores, like I said, Maddie Seacrest, Kelsey Plum, great scores, maybe not the best like passers. Yeah. It was like the combination of both with the ability of a Steph to just step over. I'll never forget. I want to say she was playing Michigan because I think she was wearing the pink jerseys or something. And they were down like huge. And the shit she was doing, I was like, bro, what is going on?
Yeah.
Like it was insane. So it's like that's what captivated a lot of the people. And like you said, there are extremes on both sides of the spectrum, right? There are people that are like, oh, this is the great white hope. Let's just be honest. That's what it is. And there are other people in this section like, oh, she's not great. Y'all just like her because she's white. That's not true. But that middle portion for people who just know basketball, that's why we love her.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I actually saw her play when they came to Maryland this past year. I went to the game, and that's what I'm saying. Like when you see her in person, that's when you really get like, oh shit, like she's really like that, because it's different when you see her pulling from half court on TV.
Mm-hmm.
See it in person, you like, yo, like she's really way back there and shooting this shot, and it goes in, and you like, dog. Even when she misses, like you think it's gonna go in because she just shoots it like it's a regular jump shot. And then just like the way that she controls the game, like there's times where like she'll be coming down on the break, and then you think that she's getting ready to pull up and shoot the three in transition, but just her hesitation makes the whole defense stop.
Yep.
And then that big that's trailing just keeps running and gets a layup every time. And I'm like, yo, like just the ability just for her to control the game. Like I haven't seen anybody do that on the women's side.
That's what I'm saying, man. That's just one of those things, man. Like what, 16 games now for the Fever?
Yeah.
Something like that.
17, yeah.
Yeah.
7, yeah.
What have you seen thus far? Like just from the early beginnings of, because me and you said the same thing. Once that pick and roll starts working, it was going to be a wrap. And I think the last 4 to 5 games we've seen, it has been a wrap for a lot of it's unstoppable or whatever.
Yeah.
So what have you seen just from the beginning of the season to now?
From the beginning of the season, you can tell that they didn't really have time to practice like the offense. Like they just look, there would be times where like the offense would look disjointed. You don't know what you're gonna get from who. And then there's times on defense where they just like not getting stops at all.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, and then they started 1-8. So I mean, you could tell that was the result. But then you could tell like as they started getting some rest, as they started having time to practice, like they just looked more cohesive, like on both ends. And then even how you were talking about like pick and roll, like at the beginning of the season, everybody was trapping the pick and roll, right? They were trapping Caitlin every time she came off, and then forcing her to give the ball up. And then that's when they would get in trouble. Like it would either be a turnover on her passing out of the trap, or when they get in like the 4-on-3 situation, they just don't know how to convert. They're not making the right reads. Now they've started punishing teams whenever they get trapped. Whenever she gets trapped, she's getting it out. Instead of like rolling all the way to the basket, they're doing like the short roll, like the Warriors would do when Steph comes off and he just short rolls it to Draymond Green. They were playing out of that. And now what I've started to see, it looks like teams aren't trapping the pick and roll as much anymore. Like now I'm seeing them like either they just starting to switch it, which now they're just punishing the mismatches now, or they're like showing and recovering and then trying to take advantage of like that little lag and like miscommunication and stuff. So yeah, they just look like, it looks like it's like if they figure it out, it's gonna be a wrap. It's gonna be a wrap because Kaylin is a lot like Steph. Like you have to respect her from so far out on the court. And that's what I don't think people understand. I think they just think, oh, she can shoot threes. I'm like, it's not just that she can shoot threes. It's that she can shoot from distance at a good volume, at a good percentage. So you have to step out there. You can't just be like, man, let her shoot it. No, you got to come out there. So then that's going to extend the whole court. And now it's just make plays in all this open space. That's why you see Kelsey Mitchell, like she's frying right now.
Yeah.
Because there's no help. She's going one-on-one. She's just cooking her matchup. No help. Even like Melissa Smith, same way. Like she's getting in one-on-one situations. There's no help. You know what I'm saying? And she's punishing her matchup. Leah Boston, same thing. One-on-one, no help, punishing the matchup. So yeah, I think if they keep it going, I think now the only thing they got to do is make a couple lineup changes, because I don't know why Christy Wallace still starts. Like, just stop starting her. Like she can come off the bench. Like Lexi Hall needs to start. And then yeah, I think if they still don't even have Timmy Fag-Bentley. When's the last time she played? It's been a couple games.
Yeah, she hurt herself, maybe like a knee or an ankle or something like that. So she's been out for like the last 5 or 6 games.
Yeah, and they're on a 4-game winning streak without her. So like she's gonna come back. So I'm like, man, I think a lot of people gonna be eating their words on Twitter, man. It's gonna be some upset people.
Yeah, I mean, early on it looked kind of bad. But I think like you said, the one thing that's changed is one, she's got more comfortable too. I think that physicality hit her like really fast, like really, really quickly. A lot of things that she would probably get in college, she wasn't getting here. And it was just a maturation thing. Like everybody still had to gel. Like her passes, maybe some of those passes that they got early, because they were fumbling a lot of passes, missing a lot of wide open layups really early. I don't think they've ever been that open in those kind of situations or whatever. So I think that's helps. And I think too that she has, what's the word before? She's controlling the game better. She's
Yeah.
picking her spots a little bit better. Before she would get antsy, and that's the one thing I don't like about Caitlin is she can have some of the worst body language.
Oh yeah.
Like it gets really bad sometimes. Like, yo, Caitlin, you gotta just scale it back. I get it, but you gotta scale it back. You gotta trust your teammates or whatever. Because I mean, it was the show for her in Iowa. It really was. You know what I'm saying? So to be around a bunch of professionals, it's a different type of situation. Boston has definitely gotten herself into playing shape now. You can see it. You can see the difference over the last 5 games from those first like 10. She is wilding right now.
Yeah, and I don't know why people. It's like they don't want to admit it. That's the other frustrating part. It's like, again, like we played basketball. We've been around it. We know what we're looking at. We know what we're watching. Right? She wasn't in shape to start the season, but they don't want to say that because they want to make Caitlin the scapegoat and make it seem like, oh, they're losing because she's turning the ball over or whatever. But I'm like, but Aaliyah Boston, like everything's better. Like she's running better. She's not. She's fouling a little bit, but not as much as she was.
Yep.
She's running better. She's finishing better. Like she's punishing her matchups because she has more stamina to do it. Like she was not in shape. Like I don't understand why that was it's such a crime to say.
I think it was a lot of men saying it, and it made it sound like something. You know how that thing makes it stings a little bit more when it comes from men. I think for certain certain people, certain demographic or whatever. But it's again, we speak from a basketball sense. Like you could tell when somebody's not in basketball shape. You know what I'm saying? We've been there. You know what I'm saying? So that's really the key. I want to ask you about some of the other rookies. First, let's just talk about the rivalry, right? I think they should really push the Caitlin Clark Angel Reese rivalry. Not because that they're actual rivals, not because that they hate each other, because I don't think they do. I just think it's just could be your version of Magic and Bird. Magic and Bird really revitalized the NBA in the 80s. Like that's a common knowledge thing where that's what was struggling in the 70s due to like drug issues, whatever ratings were down. Then you had those two dynamic rookies come in and it just revitalized the league. They dominated the 80s. Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese can do the exact same thing. They're both dominating right now. So I just feel like they should push that rivalry, not to a negative sense, but just to give it that oomph. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they gotta market it. Like we can't have people on ESPN calling that game mid-off. Like, no, it's not a mid-off. They both.
And I love Andrea. I do love.
Yeah,
Andrea.
I do too. I do too. But both games were close. I think they pulled away like kind of at the end last time, but both games were close. Both games had packed arenas and sold out atmospheres. Every time they played, they both set like records for ratings on both games. So I'm like, man, like, no, you have to push that. You got to push the rivalry, even if they don't hate each other. You got to promote it, and it got to be both. Like, and then okay, here's my other thing. You know, the Twitter discourse when they say, they're pushing Caitlin Clark, but they're not pushing Angel Reese. First of all, after that national championship, you saw Angel Reese everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
She was in music videos. Mm-hmm. I saw her on TV. I saw her doing interviews. Like Angel Reese's face was everywhere. Even when she announced that she was entering the draft, she did it in Vogue magazine on the cover. So I'm like, first of all, where's this thing where we're saying Angel Reese isn't getting coverage or she's not getting opportunities? Like I see her everywhere. Like she's and her social media following is huge. And I think that, and then, I don't even really give credence to a lot of the racists because like, they're racist. Like you're not about to sit here and lecture racists and change their mind. Like this is America. We've been dealing with racism in this country since it's been founded. It's not going anywhere. All right. So when I be talking to Black people, I talk because I care about us. Right. So what I'm saying is I'm like, yo, like we kind of got to get away from this, giving them so much power over the narrative and over what we choose to talk about and what we want to watch. Right. Like you can't sit here and get upset at Outkick, the coverage. They're a clear racist site. Like block them, mute them, and move on, and let's focus on what we want to focus on.
Right.
And we can talk about Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark in ways that grow the game and elevate them both, but we don't want to do that. It's like we want to just argue with the trolls, and so now people are diminishing Caitlin because of that, and because they feel like they got to protect Angel, right? Which I understand, but at the same time, there's a level of like we just don't have to give it so much power. Like there's protection in that too, in my opinion. Not amplifying their voices, showing them that they're irrelevant, and we don't really care about what y'all think about us. We're gonna do what we do anyway. That's how we've always operated as people, though. So I don't understand like why now we just feel the need to just have to go to war with them on social media. Like, bro, we got to ignore them, move on. Let's focus on the opportunity at hand because, like you said, like they're in a great spot. We got this rivalry to push to elevate the league. Like, let's do that. Let's build the league up instead of saying, nah, man, I want to diminish this person or this person because I got to be a stand. I'm like, nah, man, that doesn't really do it. That's not how we do it, in my opinion.
It doesn't help anything, and it hinders more than anything, right? Yeah, I feel like we've always done that. And when I talk about I do mean black people. We will hate something into like success.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? As recent as that girl, whatever her name was, that said the N-word, and then all of a sudden now we'd have pushed her, to what I'm saying? So like we just gotta stop doing that. If you hate something, just hate it, bro. Like you know what I'm saying? Hate it and move on. Don't keep posting and posting and posting because then more people talk about it. And then the more you talk about it, the more people who want to defend it, they come out. So then they gonna talk about it. So now they the topic of discussion. And we don't
is a perfect example. Whenever Angel Reese fouled Caitlin Clark in the head, right? So I'm watching the game, and I wasn't tweeting at the time. I was reading the timeline, but I wasn't tweeting because I was trying to like really pay attention to the game. So I didn't want to be like tweeting stuff. So the foul happens. On TV, as I'm watching, they talked about it when they reviewed it, and then they said it was a flagrant, and then they moved on. They ain't talk about it no more for the rest of the game during the broadcast. The game progressed, it continued. And I get on Twitter and all I see, I guess they're going to say this now. They're going to say this now. It's like we literally preempted the conversation because we like brought it up and we focused on it. And so you could tell they saw it and it was like, oh, dang, this is what the black people mad about on Twitter now. Yeah, let's make them mad now. Let's do this. And I'm like, yo, like they moved like in real time on the game on TV. They moved on. Like the foul happened. The only time they talked about it was during the review, and then they moved on and played the rest of the game. They didn't show no replays of it or anything like that. And so that's like what I mean. I'm like, yo, like we can't feed into this same stuff. If you want to elevate Angel, you gotta like tune in and watch the game and elevate her game. You can't just be fighting with trolls all the time.
Yeah, it's a frustrating thing. That's why I try my hardest to just not interact with anybody because that's all I see. Like, not too many people talked about the positive portion of the game or like actually trying to like analyze what they're saying. It's just like I want to pick out something that's going to be a topic. Has nothing to do with the actual game, but just something that we can just like variety article our way through. And I don't have time for that, right? What have you seen from Angel Reese? She just set the record 7 double-doubles in a row. Me personally, I like what she's doing. I'm kind of shocked because I thought her athleticism wouldn't translate as well because she's not like the greatest jumper. She doesn't have like the greatest, you know what I'm saying? She has a great motor, but it's just I thought the athleticism would have from the other players would have stopped her, but she's doing really well, man. She's still getting rebounds. She's getting a lot of steals. I would like for her finishing ability to get better. I would like her to get a better jump shot or at least a consistent one. But what about you? What did you see from her so far?
Same thing. She's relentless on the boards, man. Like even like it's crazy because like you'll see her team shoot and then they miss, and then she's like just you can see her just fighting for that offensive rebound, and the defenders in hell just trying to hold her off. And so I'm like, yeah, like she's relentless on the boards. But she a dog, man. You know, she went to St. Francis in Baltimore in the hood, man. Like she, you know, don't nothing really phase her. Like she a dog for real, and that's what you see it on the court. Like, just you know, like her relentlessness, and then you can see like whenever she gets to a chance to play making transition, she can do that, getting steals. So yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I'm like, yo, like this is what we got to be talking about. Like for her to be, and it's crazy because it's like when you think about it, it's like a contrast, right? Like when you see her off the court, she's, you know, all dolled up, dressed up to the nines, you know what I'm saying,
Yep.
looking good. But then on the court, man, she ain't doing none of that cute shit. Like she does nothing but the dirty work.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the like the dope part about her to me. That like it's like a almost like a little alter ego type
It's
of
like
thing.
Jekyll and Hyde. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They should really do like a commercial for that. Like just like play that off of that, like, oh, dolled up in the morning, but like I'm a dog in the afternoon. You know what I'm saying? It's something like that. And that's what we got to focus on, man. Like the WNBA has always had like a marketing issue.
Mm-hmm.
And when I mean issue is like not that they don't market people, it's just they market very specific people.
Mm-hmm.
We, you know, white women, basically,
Yeah.
typically. I do think they're trying to get better. I think one of the things that we had always talked about is they need to get more sponsorships from like actual things that women use. So like when the Skims came out, perfect example.
Yeah.
There's still opportunities for them to do more type of like more women forward products, right? The more they can get those type of opportunities going, the more it allows for other players and other specific, you know, different players and different body types and different gender or not genders, but different sexualities or whatever to get involved. The more they can do that, the more the league is going to grow. So I just wish they would do a little bit more of that too.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Cam just went down. Cameron Brink went down with the torn ACL. Before that, what did you see from her?
I saw a lot of the same things defensively, like, you know, already being able to influence, like when people are coming into the paint, like you can see him hesitating. And then she showed, well, it makes sense though. Like she's pretty skilled offensively, like a little bit more than you would think. But yeah, she was pretty skilled. But then when I kind of think about like what they did at Stanford, like, you know, they ran a lot of the Princeton offense and stuff.
Mm.
So I could already tell, okay, I can see that, especially like the passing and stuff translating. But yeah, I think she was having a good rookie season. It's just weird because it just doesn't seem like Kurt Miller is like really getting as much out of his rookies as he could be getting.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, so I think that's why she wasn't showing as much like those last couple of games. But then, yeah, that sucks that she went down, man. I hate that for her. But and that's the other tough part too. Is like they just got done playing college season. Now they're playing this WNBA season. Like that's the only part that I hate. Like I wish they could kind of structure it a little bit better so they had like a little bit of time off in between. So
If you could change something, I was going to ask this later, but if you could change something about the WNBA, let's just use that for example. Where would you put the season? Because it is like very soon after like the NCAA, so the rookies are kind of screwed in that
yeah,
sense or whatever. So where would you kind of like shift it? I know people are like, oh, they should do it during NBA season. I'm like, I don't think that's the
yeah,
greatest idea.
yeah.
Where would you
Because
put
it would be too hard to do it during the NBA season because like a lot of the teams use the same arena, like the Fever and the Pacers
it? Mhm.
sharing the arena. Like I don't think that would be doable. So yeah, I don't think there's nothing they really can do about when the season starts. I would just think they probably would just have to maybe not like make stuff as strenuous, like maybe not do any back to backs. Um, they got the charter flights now, so I think that'll probably help some issues. But yeah, they probably will have to just kind of change some things as far as like, you know, not as many back to backs. Or maybe like, yeah, I think they'll probably be and spread the season out. That's like the only thing I could do and give them like more rest days that I can really think of.
Yeah, especially because when people got mad at, and I'm actually about this actually, when people got mad about Caitlin not making the Olympic team, at first I was like, I mean, from a basketball perspective, it's like she just, you know, she just came here. It's like, do you really like no one other than maybe DT because DT shouldn't have been on it either because she's been there 5 times. You don't need to be there anymore, sweetie. But there was nobody on there where I was like, let's replace her with Caitlin. There was nobody where I was like, I felt comfortable doing that, right? But then from the business standpoint, I understood it because it's like, you know, you could go over there, make the game kind of global, see, let other people see or whatever. And they try to compare it with Mike when he went over there. But I was like, Mike was Mike when he went over there, though. He was already Mike, and then it catapulted him. So I would rather Caitlyn get to a closer peak to that situation, then go over there, then it expands, right? Whatever. But when she didn't make the team, I was like, yo, dog, she's been going hard for the last 8 months. Like she hasn't had a break. So like let her get a break. She hasn't had one. Just let her take some time off. How did you actually feel about the Olympic thing as far as when it came out? Did you feel like she should have been on the team? Did you I know what your main thing is, but just tell the people how you felt about it.
Honestly, I think she should have been on the team. Like I understand the thing about like her, her wanting to break and everything like that. And when I think about that, like, yeah, I am kind of glad that she's not going, but I still think she should go because, like you said, like, one, from a business standpoint, like, you have a chance to put, like, she's obviously the biggest star in the league right now. Obviously, like, all the numbers say so. People can say what they want. All the numbers say everybody wants to watch Caitlin Clark, whether you love her, whether you hate her. Whenever she plays, everybody watches. And I feel like you can't. How do you miss that opportunity? Like it's right here in front of your face. You want to grow the game. You want to get more eyes on it. This is when you go send her out there to the world in Paris, so that all these Europeans can see. So that now you get a whole new market of people tuning in and watching games. Like that's how they did it in the NBA. Literally, that's what the Dream Team did. The Dream Team went over there. They won gold, but then in turn they had all these people overseas watching, and now the NBA is a global game. Like right now, we were talking about like good white players in the NBA and basketball and stuff. All the good white players are European now.
They are.
Like I don't know, like who would you even say is the best white American player in the league right now? I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? And so like
it's hard to call it.
Yeah, like it's like now like and that's because they've brought like so from all type of countries from like different people, Giannis, Luca, wnba, like you got all these top players that are not even from America now because they branched out, they marketed the game globally, and now everybody wants to be part of it now. And I feel like if you don't do that with Caitlin Clark, like you're gonna fumble it. Like
right.
Even if we're talking like basketball reasons, like when I watch all these teams play, you can substitute Caitlin Clark for Kelsey Plum. You can. If you put Caitlin Clark on the Las Vegas Aces right now, what's their record? Like 7-6, they would be like 12-1. Like,
yeah,
I'm not even, you know what I'm saying? So like from a basketball perspective, like you could put her out there too, from both to me. But then I get the rest thing. But Team USA, they've been doing a politicking, man. So
right, yeah,
it is what it is. They've been doing the politicking.
Yeah, this isn't a new thing for them.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Yeah. We got what last year maybe when I really started seeing you become Mr. Grill Master himself.
No.
What made you actually? Did you do it before and you just weren't posting it, or did you just like one day like I want to start like smoking and grilling meats? Like how did you get into that?
So I got into it because like barbecue is like one of my favorite things to eat. Like I like all types, and I've had it like everywhere. Like I've had North Carolina barbecue in there. I've had Memphis barbecue. I've had Kansas City barbecue out in Kansas City. So I've had it in Texas. So I've had like all of it. And the one thing was like, it's my favorite thing to eat, but I can't get it like here at restaurants. Like I live in Northern Virginia. Like this is not a barbecue area. It's a very diverse area where I can get like, any type of cuisine I want except for barbecue. And I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna just, I guess learn how to make it. And I kind of pretty much taught myself, like my dad, he'll do barbecue and stuff. Like he'll do like ribs and stuff sometimes. He's got pretty good at brisket. So I've taken like some pointers from him and stuff. But then I just kind of like was going on YouTube and like looking up different people. And I kind of pretty much, trial and error, kind of taught myself on YouTube how to do everything. I got a brisket going right now. So
yeah, brisket is delicious, man. Your first time doing it, did it go well or how did it go?
Well, I kind of worked my way up because what I wanted to do was learn how to, like, I always knew how to like do the grill like burgers and like hot dogs and stuff like that. Like I always knew how to do that. But like using the smoker, the thing is like controlling the temperature. And so like, you don't want it to run too hot because it's not going to get the right, flavor, tenderness and stuff like that. So in trying to like learn how to use the smoker, the first thing I started doing was chicken because it's cheap. If you mess up chicken, like I can just throw it on the grill and eat it that way, and then no problem. But then like once I learned how to control the temperature when I do the chicken started turning out really good. And I'm like, all right, so now let's try some ribs. And then I, threw a couple racks of ribs on there. Those turned out good. And then I graduated to what I do next. Oh, pulled pork. Learn how to do a pork shoulder. So now I can pretty much do like ribs, pulled pork, and chicken. Like I can do that like in my sleep. That's easy now.
Yeah.
This is actually my first time doing a brisket right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's my first brisket. Yeah.
All right.
So, and then I've done like a couple other things. Like I've done like, I did like a leg of lamb one time.
Oh shit.
Pretty good. I did a ribeye once. So yeah. So the thing is like once you learn how to control the fire, then it's easy. But that's like smoking. That's the challenge. Like how do you keep it on like a low temperature for like a long amount of time? So yeah. So that's like the part that once you master that, then you can smoke anything. Because then it's like yeah.
Would you feel comfortable today, like entering like one of your foods in like a competition?
I would put my pulled pork in a competition.
Okay.
Yeah. I would put that in one because like the way I like my pulled pork, I like the North Carolina version of it, like the vinegar base.
Yep.
So I've like kind of got my recipe for the vinegar sauce that you put in it. And then I got like a way that I normally do mine. Like what I like to do is, how sometimes, have you ever seen the guy, Rodney Scott?
Yeah.
The guy who, whenever he does his, he takes the whole mop and because he does the whole hog barbecue.
Yep.
Ultimately, one day, that's what I want to do. I want to do a whole hog, but you got to have like a pit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but he'll like mop it with the sauce as he's doing it. So what I started doing with mine, I'll take like a spoon, and I'll like when I do the shoulder, I'll like cut into it a little bit to like open it up, and then I'll like pour my sauce like into it while it's smoking so that it's like seeping into it. And I think it gives it like the real good like vinegary flavor, like smoky vinegary flavor.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would put that in a competition for sure.
Right.
I think that would I could win something with that one.
Are you a coleslaw on pulled pork sandwiches or no?
I don't need it. Like if somebody puts one on there, I'll eat it. But yeah, either way, it's fine to me.
All right. I'm trying to think of what else I could ask you about barbecuing. I didn't want to call it barbecuing only because, like, like call it cookout, right? Like our events are called a cookout.
Yeah.
And other people it's called a barbecue. But I don't know how to call it. I guess it would be called barbecuing though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, barbecuing. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is your ideal cookout menu? Like if you're throwing a cookout at your spot, like what is gonna be on the menu if I go over to your spot?
It depends on if I feel like I might have to feed, because the thing about like when I do like a pork shoulder, that feeds like a lot of people. Like that always puts out a lot of meat. So if I'm trying to feed a lot of people, I'll do something like that. I'll do like a pork shoulder, or I'll do some ribs or something like that. Something that like when you smoke it, it does take amount of time, but I'll start there earlier. Then because people want variety, so then I'll throw like a couple hot dogs or sausages or something like that on the grill. But then for the sides, some people they want mac and cheese as a side of the cookout, but I don't necessarily need that. I want something because like the meat to me is already like really filling. So like with my sides, I normally want like greens or something like that, or what I've started liking to have as a side is like a watermelon feta salad. Like that's a good like cookout, like mint.
Son, I went to a wedding maybe 2 years ago, and that was like the appetizer. It was just like a watermelon. I was like, "What is this, bro?" That shit was delicious. I lost it, bro.
Yeah, those are so good as like a side because it gives you like a, it feels like summertime. It's like a fresh like item, and then like it doesn't taste like you're eating fruit when you put like the dressing and stuff on it. It tastes like a salad, so it's like, yeah, that's like the perfect side. And then sometimes I'll throw like some corn on the cob on there or something like that. But yeah, I don't really do the mac and cheese too much whenever I do them because, like I said, like the meat is already filling enough, and then I just will feel like extra full. So like lighter sides. I'm not a what's crazy is I'm not a baked beans guy. Like I don't really like baked beans. A lot of
Oh yeah,
people
bro.
like that's their go-to cook outside, but I'm not a fan of them.
Oh shit. Was it you that I saw where somebody had said it was you, I think. Somebody had said recently on Juneteenth that like Southern black culture wasn't made by black people. It's from like the Europeans or something. I was like, bro, you were like, y'all be eating beans and toast.
Yeah, like nah, man,
I was
like
like,
nah, that's
wait, what?
after, bro. I don't know what that person was talking about. I was like, nah, you're wrong about that. We see what they eat. We eating that crap. That came from Africa, buddy.
That joke was crazy. I was like, bro, y'all eat beans and toast for breakfast, dog. Y'all's opinion never matters. Like y'all
Yeah,
got some fire food. Fish and chips is fire. Like they got some good food over there, but y'all be doing that bean shit too much. And that's just I don't need that every meal. That's crazy.
yeah.
Let's do some quick hits, man. I like to do some quick hits with the guests, man, just to kind of get their off the cuff answers and stuff. Hey, what's an overrated barbecue item?
Overrated barbecue item. Dang, I don't even know. Hmm, man, I couldn't even give you one because I like everything. Maybe the only thing that I don't really like barbecue too much is smoked wings because
Okay.
they can get a little bit dry because there's not a lot of meat on them. So that's probably that would probably be mine. The yeah, smoked wings, I would say.
How about underrated?
Underrated. Um, a lot of people don't talk about these that much. Beef ribs. A
Okay.
lot of yeah, beef ribs. Like, brisket gets a lot of the shine, ribs, pulled pork, but the beef ribs, like I don't have you ever had like one of the big beef dino ribs?
Never had one.
Like those are so good. It's like they taste like it's beef, so it tastes like brisket, but to me it's a little bit more I think they have like a little bit more like fattiness in them than brisket will. Well, actually, no, because some pieces of brisket are fatty, but it's like better marbled, I want to say.
Yeah.
So yeah, like a bit like a good like dino rib. The only thing about it is they're pretty expensive.
I, I believe
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Most food is now.
yeah. But if you ever get one, yeah, try it because I think that's probably like that's one of my favorite cuts of meat to me, honestly. But people don't talk about it that much though.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Pork ribs got they always get the shine. They always
mm.
get the shine. Not just food or in general. What's a food that you wish more people would try? It could be any food type that maybe people are like either afraid of, standoffish, but you like I would like more people to try this food.
um. I would like more people to try different foods in general because it seems like people just kind of eat the same things like over and over again. Especially like here, they like DC doesn't have good food, but it's like we have all these different ethnicities of people like, and everybody got something that's good.
Yeah.
Um, but I would probably say one, if I had to say one, was like um I was want to say like Middle Eastern, like Afghani, Pakistani food,
Mhm.
like that. Like a lot of people eat like Indian food, but they only get like like butter chicken or
Right.
chicken masala or something like that. But nah, you got to really because they got a lot of good food. Like that's like one of my favorites. Just getting like a kebab, like a salmon kebab or lamb kebab with the rice and chickpeas and the sauce on it. Like I be tearing that stuff up. And there's a lot of kebab spots around here too. So I would probably say like those type of like the kebab type places. I wish more people would try those.
Okay. Okay. Um, let me know who is on who's on the WNBA GOAT Mount Rushmore. Like the four players who you think have the maybe not pick one GOAT, but just say these are the four players that have legitimate candidacy for being the GOAT.
All right, I say four. I gotta say I'm just putting Maya Moore up there. I think, in my opinion, she's the GOAT. If you ask me who is the GOAT, I'm saying Maya Moore.
Mm-hmm.
I say Maya Moore. Um, I want to go Cheryl Swoops.
Okay.
I'll say Shamika Holdsclaw.
Yep.
And then, oh God, Maya Moore, Cheryl Swoops, Shamika Holdsclaw. And then I probably do got to put Tarasi up there because she's been, the longevity and she's been putting up numbers the whole time. So that would probably be my Mount Rushmore.
Okay. That's not a bad. That's not a bad list. People forget Shamika Hoso was a bucket.
Yeah, she was. And then, like I said, just the Lady Vols connection already. So I'm kind of biased already anyway.
Yeah. You gotta have at least one in there.
Yeah.
In college, who was the best teammate that you had?
Oh, man. Man. I personally, and I don't want nobody to take this the wrong way, I'm going Stephen Fields.
Nice.
Because the thing with Brandon, I only played with him for 1 year.
Yeah.
I was a freshman, he was a senior. Now, when I was there, he was dominant. Like nobody could stop him.
Right.
But like, I'm saying Steve because like he was a bucket, man. Like I've seen him get the craziest buckets on dudes, and the thing about Steve also was that like he really could have scored more than he did. Like he would defer a lot, and he would like, let everybody else get their shine too, because I think that he could have averaged like 25, 26 points a game because he was that good, but he would kind of take his foot off the gas to let everybody else eat sometimes. But yeah, I probably would have to say Steve over. And then, like I said, only because I only played with Brandon that 1 year. That was the year we went to the national championship game. But also that was we had more overall like talent around us. It wasn't just like Brandon. Like by the time Steve was a senior, he had to carry a bigger load.
Mm-hmm.
Like scoring wise and like leadership wise, because like we was real young. Like, man, I can sit here and talk about my Wesleyan days like all day. But I remember like his senior year, because we were the same class. So our junior year, we had a bunch of dudes that had transferred in, but then they all left.
Yeah.
Because it was like a chemistry thing, like, and that was like we weren't even good that season, but we still won the ODAC, which is crazy. But like that year, our senior year, we had a bunch of freshmen. Like we had a whole new group of guys. We had a whole bunch of guys leave. So we had like a bunch of freshmen, and he was like carrying that load that year for us. So that's why and I don't think Brandon ever had to carry the load. Like he always had like when Brandon was like a senior, like we still had Tom Belinga.
Mm-hmm.
We had Tyler, Dewan, had Sunk running the point, getting all the steals. So like we had like more. It was more people around him. It was never a time where it was like just him.
Yeah.
So that's why I give Steve the nod over Brandon.
Yeah, Steve was nice. I remember it might have been that game where I think coaches told Jordan was like, "Hey, you gotta guard him, you gotta stop him." And Steve was like right next to him because like the ball was getting taken right next to what's called. And Steve looked right, he said, "Oh yeah." I was like, "Dog, bro, I see it like that." He's like, "Oh yeah," I was like, "That joke is crazy, bro." Like,
Yeah,
he was a bucket, dog. He was a bucket.
Yeah.
Yeah, damn. Yeah, Brandon was nice from what I heard because
Yeah.
but Brandon played against Ben too, right? Not Ben. Yeah, Ben Strong.
Yeah. So they
Like there
used
was
to play
those
back
two,
and
1 and
forth.
2.
Yeah, it was both of them. I remember my freshman year, the first time we played them. So what's crazy is we didn't lose to Guilford that year either. We didn't lose to Guilford. We lost to Guilford like my sophomore year. That's when they started beating us. But my freshman year, we played them 3 times. We played them twice during the season. We didn't play them. Yeah, we did play them 3 times. We played them twice during the season, and then we didn't play them in the ODAC tournament because we lost to Hampton City in like the second. No, we lost to them in the first round. Lost to Hampton City in the first round, and then we played them we played Guilford again in the Elite Eight. We beat them all 3 times, but Brandon was like, he was really giving it to Ben Strong back then. Like Ben Strong couldn't do nothing with him, and Ben Strong was like 7 feet tall.
Yep.
Brandon was only like 6'5".
Yeah.
And Brandon was killing him. He went against him. I remember he went against was it Wansley was the big
from
that
Wansley,
had?
yep.
Yeah, I remember watching them two go back and forth. That was a real good battle. But he would kill everybody else though. Yeah, he killed everybody else though.
That's all people talk about. It's like, yeah, Brandon. I was like, yeah, and they said he was super nice. And shout out to him, he's killing it as a referee too.
Yeah, made it to the league as a ref. That's crazy. I remember when he was like starting to get into it, like when I was coaching in the AU tournaments, we would go down to like Hampton and play, and he would be reffing in like the little I guess they was using it as like a referee training camp.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's when I first saw him refereeing then. And now, yeah, he's in the league now. He gets like the big games too. I've seen him reffing like LeBron and Steph and stuff like that. So he gets a lot of good games.
He's killing it, man. Let me get you out here on this one. This is always my favorite one. Is the deserted island question. All right, you get one TV show, one movie, one album, one meal for the rest of your time on the island.
Oh
And
man.
then, let's see, one. Let's see. You can watch one basketball movie or documentary. One of those 5.
All right. So what's the first one? One movie?
Yep.
Man, if I had to pick one movie, man, this is my favorite movie all the time. I don't care. Baby Boy. I love that movie, man. It's so good. And people clown it because it's on BT, but if you watch it, you're like, man, this is actually like a pretty good movie. Like,
Yeah.
take away the BET stigma, like I feel like everybody acted well in the movie, even though the subject matter was, stupid as hell. It was
Right.
a well acted movie. So yeah, I like Baby Boy. That'll probably be the movie. The TV show, if I had to pick one, probably would go Sopranos.
Okay.
Probably go Sopranos. Okay, you said one meal.
Yep. So let's go protein, 2 sides, and you can add dessert or drink if you want to.
Well, the meal would probably just be like, a good veal parmesan.
Okay.
With, like, pasta on the side. That's like one of my favorite meals. With an old fashioned drink. Dessert, probably like a nice chocolate cake with ice cream, something like that.
All right.
So, yeah. And what was the last one?
You got one album and one basketball documentary.
All right, one album. Oh man, one album. Man, it's a lot to choose from because I mess with R&B just as much as I love rap. If I had to go one album, it would probably be this. This is probably one of my favorite albums of all time. The J.E. Heartbreak Jagged Edge album.
Okay.
That would probably be the album. That's like one of my favorites, like all time. Like I listen to that like to this day. And then one basketball documentary, it would be Hoop Dreams.
Oh, the old school jump with the like raw footage. Yo, I'm glad somebody else remember that shit but me. That jump was fire.
Yeah, that's like the best like basketball that's like the best basketball piece of content like ever. Like Hoop Dreams.
That joke is raw and real.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah,
really.
I love that pick, man. Well, man, I appreciate you coming on, man. I know I would like to apologize because I think you said I dunked on you before.
You did, man. Yeah, I don't think you remember,
bro. I don't. That's the problem.
It was the same game. Whenever Danny Jones hit that hook shot, it was that same game. It was in the first half because it was on senior day, so I started.
Yeah. So when like the following year when it was my senior year, and I was like, yo, who is like going at me on Twitter so hard right now?
Talking shit. Yeah,
it's this.
Yeah.
But man, I appreciate you, dog.
Man. We just used to talk shit. That's what we did at Wesleyan. So
yeah. But I appreciate it, man. Like after the game, like yo, you killed that jump. Ever since that, I was like, oh no, he's all right, bro. He's just, what I'm saying, he's passionate about his team. I ain't mad at that. I can't get mad at that. But yeah, man, I appreciate you coming on, bro. You the homie. I enjoy watching you go to war on Twitter every day. If you ever need me to just tag in, just let me know, bro. I'm like, hey, I'm in there. If you want to just, either give out your socials or let people know what you're doing, bro, tell the people what you're doing, anything like that, let them know, man. Oh,
yeah, man. No, I'm just on Twitter. I'm not Chris06. Just catch me on there talking shit. Next time a Caitlin Clark game is on, man. That's it.
Oh, man. Be sure to follow the Clueless Vino podcast, man, at the Clueless Vino podcast on Instagram. You can also follow me on my individual page, Stick Around 54 on Instagram and Twitter. That's STIK around 54. And don't forget, drink up, man.
All right, man. Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you, brother.
I got the juice, don't need no proof. 100 like the rum, I drink that got me over you. And all your nonsense, we all subject to. I find my lane and mind my business like I'm supposed to do. Let's have a toast for all the obstacles that gotta sit. I put my glass up in the air to stimulate the cheers. Not because we made it, but because we making it. I savor the moment, the bouquet forever evident. Yeah. In my realm, I watch the times go by. I got the world in my hands, but I can't tame the sky. Dare I try, I might lose my mind. But it'll be all good after I'm done sipping this wine. Gather around, people, it's about that time.